So, y'all might be wondering, what am I doing out in the cold in like 30-degree weather, 40-degree weather at 2 o'clock in the morning? It's pretty simple. Yep, we got the 99 blue Beetle, or Taurus SE. And I just realized that I parked on the curb, but I don't care. I felt like being a douche and parking in all 4 parking spots. Spoiler, all that fun jazz. Got a full-size spare and the spare in the back. But yeah. So, basically, ain't really done much. Just kind of cleaned her up a bit. I'll get into more of that in a little bit. She's dirty again because they've been salting the roads and stuff because it has been snowing up here in the mountains and whatnot, which of course it is. I'm shaking my camera, I'm that cold. Sorry, I'm just trying to hurry it up so I can get back in the car. But yeah, I've been slowly but surely cleaning the engine bay. I did give it a wash a few days back, but so y'all can tell there's already dirt and mud on her and salt residue. So I think tonight we are going to probably also give her a wash while we're at it. But yeah, so what's so cool about this car? Spoiler, aluminum rims, tint, shitty tint, but tint. And then here we go. We got the interior. Power driver's seat. There is no sunroof on this one, unfortunately. That's really the only thing this one's missing right next to the V8. But yeah, as you can tell, it's 24 valve. I'll show that here in a little bit, or right now. We got the center console. We got the center console with the FM transmitter. The good old-fashioned radio. Yeah, see, it's 2 o'clock right now. And yeah. Oh yeah, nice car. Nice car. Can't really see the back all that much, but yeah, I think real quick, we're just gonna go and probably give her a quick little wash in the cold. I know I keep saying it's cold, but it is cold. So let's go get the Blue Beetle washed up and get the show on the road. Under better lighting, you can see that the clear is somewhat gone on the hood. It's gone on the roof mostly, and it's still there basically everywhere else except for on the rear bumper, which does have a little spot right there, a couple of spots across it, mainly one right there. But main thing I wanted to get into was, so yeah, Duratec V6. Been in here cleaning it for the past couple of days, as you can tell. Yeah, looks nice and clean, so let's get into it. I don't care what y'all have to say. I'm using the Brillo pad since the paint's already messed up on the car. So phone's about to die, but here we are. it'll look better in the morning, for sure. Yeah, the blues. I wish I could catch it just more on here. I don't know. It's got a nice color on it, not gonna lie. What about this car? Why do I like them so much? Well, it's pretty plain and simple. They're nice cars, they're fun cars. They aren't the most reliable, but some of them are, some of them aren't. They're just fun cars all around, and I like them. So, yeah, I just like them. Other than that, it's just some of the engineering that has been done on this car that I like more than, you know, the Mustangs and the F-Series and some of the other ones. But back in 1985 or 86, whenever the first one came out, it had independent rear suspension. What's so big about independent rear suspension, you might be asking? Well, I'm going to put up the actual dictionary terms right here and I'll read over it. I don't care what y'all have to say about AI. I hate it as much as the next guy, but I do like Google's AI overview. Now, anyways, basically IRS, or independent rear suspension, allows each wheel to move separately, and it improves ride comfort, it improves stability, handling, all that fun stuff. And I've noticed that with solid rear axle cars versus, you know, a complete independent suspension, there tends to be a lot more fun in there, a lot more handling, a lot more carving capabilities, all that fun stuff that I just explained happens. And it just handles the car way better. It makes the car handle way better than it would if it was just like a bar or like a solid rear axle or something. You can actually whip it around some curbs. You can beat the absolute dog shit out of these cars if you absolutely wanted to, and they will take a beating for a certain amount of time. Trust me, they will. And then they'll eventually blow up. But they do take a little bit of a beating before they blow up. And right next to the digital cluster, well, digital HVAC controls and stuff like that, it does have cruise control, unlike my 97. My 97 was just a base model. It didn't have stillies, but it had the rims below these ones. And these are the rims below the ones that came on the show. The ones that came on the shows were completely chrome. I think these are aluminum, and the ones that came on the basic Taurus was also aluminum, just not really shined up and built exactly like this one. But yeah, so I've got the aluminum rims, center console, overdrive this time, and instead of just the Vulcan powered little 150, 160 horsepower engine, if that, I think they're more like 140-ish, 145-ish. Other than that, this has the Duratec. It's got 3 more cams than it has. It's got a big ass timing chain, unlike the tiny little one that the Vulcan had, because the Vulcan is an overhead valve. So the cam is right next to the crank, basically. And yeah, so I don't know what sound this one makes. I'm hoping to figure that out here in a couple of hours whenever the sun comes up and after I rearrange storage a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna see how that sounds in a little bit. But this is just a fun ass car. These are fun to beat on. They are heavy sons of bitches. They're heavy boats, don't get me wrong. Yeah, they're fun cars. The other thing that I really like about this is that this has something that only the first and second gen shows had. And I think what it's called is variable intake manifold runners, VIRMC or VIMR, something like that. I don't know. Once again, I'll post it up right there. But either way, it's got that. And I'll show with some photos what it is. But basically what that means is that you've got a couple of different plenums, like butterfly valves, working in there to let in air at different RPMs, different amounts of air at different RPM. Instead of just your throttle body being the only thing that controls it, you've got like miniature throttle bodies inside of your intake manifold that at lower RPMs can give you more torque and more power, and at higher RPMs can also give you more torque and more power. Low end, it helps you. High end, it also helps you. But mid-range, hey, it does good. It cruises, and it gets you about 300-ish miles to the tank. On overdrive, though, it gets a little bit more than that, but I live in the backwoods of Tennessee, so everything's hills. So, there's that. On the old Mazda 6. We got this from, yeah, and I keep telling the fiance that I'm going to stick it on the car, stick it on the car. Well, that was whenever we had the Mazda. Well, as you can tell, we got a Taurus now, as I keep explaining in this video. So, let's just... boom. Nice little addition to the car now. Don't know why I put it there. Could have put it off to the side a bit. But here she is. In all of her glory. So, main issues. Right off the bat. Let's get into it. So, automatically right off the bat, y'all can tell, we've got to check engine light. So, that's issue number one. Well, not issue number one, but one of the issues. Another issue is the pilling dash, which I don't really care about. Like, my 97 was doing the exact same thing beforehand. Another thing, temp goes up, but don't go down. And I don't want to press up because I don't feel like getting out, disconnecting the battery for a second time today and reconnecting it and resetting all this BS up, even though it only takes like 30 seconds. But either way. What else? Oh yeah, the TAC or RPM gauge, whatever the hell it's called. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Like right now. It's working just fine. But yeah, there's that. Hi everybody. Yeah, so shout out to Five Below for the Optimus and Bumblebee rubber duckies, and shout out to Dirty Fun Apparel for the sticker and the koozie. Definitely give them a check. Chill people, cool people. They do a lot of cool builds. Yeah, give them a check out. Go onto my Instagram. They're going to be one of the first posts on there. I shouted them out earlier on, but the more and more that I record tonight, the more and more that I'm realizing that this is the first vlog on the channel. Literally coming everywhere with me. Currently, we are in the stowage building because I told the fiance yesterday that I would get all the baby stuff cleaned up. I would get everything cleaned up. I would get everything rearranged. Well, yesterday came and gone, and it's today now, like 3:30 in the morning today. So here we are at the at the storage unit. So I'll get back to you whenever I find something cool. Fun fact, this is like 25-30 bucks at Hobby Lobby. Got it for like 12 or 15 bucks. They were running at 50% off. So grabbed the last GTR one, and then my fiance got me the Black Ocean EP in the blue and black. So to some of y'all, this might be a score, but these are for my fiance. Her sister got them and whatnot, and I think her mom got a few of them. Either way, this is for her and the car. What I'm going to show off is this. Yep. Yeah, I got both the blue and the pink one. So that's pretty cool. I got this one in the limited edition gold. The record store that was playing this album the day it released, this was the only one they had in stock. And I talked them into selling it to me before the listening party. What else? Yeah, we got two of the posters. We got a Do Not Disturb. We got the purple vinyl, well, purple variant. We got Back to the Waters Below, number 2 or 3,610 out of 4,000. Last but not least, just some Gojira picks. Yeah, so we're slowly getting in there. So some more cool future garage stuff. Castrol banner. And I thought this one was pretty cool. Just a little diagram of the parts of your engine that need the most lubrication. And then, you know, the Castrol's. These are a dinosaur. I don't really screw with Castrol. I'm more of a Valvoline or Mobile guy. But If you need it in a pinch, I'd say get Castrol. So one of my other favorite things definitely has to be these two, actually, AutoZone signs that one of my previous managers actually let me take because they were just going to end up in the trash. So he told me to take all of them if I wanted to, so I took two, and, well, just like that no vacancy sign and all these posters and stuff, they're sitting in my storage. Don't mind that, it's just from where we've been moving, and so it's been moved around. But yeah, highly suspect with Dead Poet Society. One of the greatest shows I've ever been to. But yeah, we got a double signed by Johnny vinyl. Yeah, so we got Johnny's signature and Johnny's. We got Rich's, Ryan's, and Matt's. For whatever reason, Matt was in a mood, and I would be too if you all heard some of the questions that they were asking him and Johnny. I'd be in a mood too. But either way, I asked him to sign over himself, and he just signed right there. And then Rich signed right over himself. Ryan signed over himself. Johnny told me to go myself, sign that side, and then went, nah, I'm just messing with you. And then signed over himself. So yeah, it was a cool night. Never gonna forget that night. Cool guys. If y'all like some good rock, skip MCID. That one's an album with only a few good songs. But definitely listen to Mr. Asylum, Boy Who Died Wolf, and this one, Midnight Demon Club, and As Above and So Below. All those are great albums. Four finds Queens of the Stone Age from their Rabbit show in North Carolina back in 23. And then, yeah, you better believe it, we had the High-Low Donut poster. Whatever happened to you, Donut? I forgot about this, but during one of my drunken tourist stupors, I wasn't actually drinking. I was only like 19 at the time. But either way, this popped up on Marketplace with a Dodge Charger. Yeah, I think Charger, Miller Lite car. But these came included with it. An actual photo from one of the races. And then the Miller and Mobile Fortune Tauruses from the early 2000s. If y'all have been following the channel for a little while, y'all know what this came from. Here's just the new collection. I used to have like a few hundred of them back before I had to sell most of them. But this has been over the past couple of months of just picking here and there. And definitely my favorite has to be the Night Burners, the Formula 1, got a Formula E, got the 180, I believe that's the 180, got the 300, got the Datsun, not a treasure hunt Datsun, just a normal Datsun. I think I already said the GT. One of my favorite definitely has to be Pontiac Aztec, Porsche Carrera, Barbie, Telephone Man, Bentley, Gas Monkey, and yeah, stuff like that. And then, if I can get all this crud out of the way real quick. That there, boy, is a pair of Mustang racing shoes. Y'all want to see some cool shit? Bought a homeless man some food one day. He repaid me with a damn dream catcher. That's some cool shit right there. Another thing. This was just a handful of the nuts and bolts, well, of the drain plugs and washers that I collected at my time at Strickland. Yeah, they really don't care if you take them. Like some of the shops that I worked at had literal boxes just full of old drain plugs and washers. So yeah, got an old Atlas mason jar full of one. So I'm gonna act like I haven't been doing an oil change for the past like 5 minutes and not recording it. But long story short, yeah, we got the cheap oil change bundle, cord of the stop leak that I may or may not have nabbed from a job. And as you can tell, we've already got the oil drained. It's just that filter next. So let's go on and get that done. Okay, y'all have got to see this. So no wonder this thing's been losing oil. Whoever the dealership was in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, didn't even put the filter on. Yeah, so useless band wrench. But hell, let's just go on and get her drained. And just like that, the filter's off. Doesn't look half bad up in there. But let's go on, get some of this old crusty oil off. Always lube your piston ring. Not piston ring, but the ring on your filter. This takes around 6 quarts of oil. Well, I've got a 5-quart jug and then 1 quart of oil stop leak. So, down she goes. And if you're able to, if your oil is like pitch black like this one was, there's no glitter in it. It was just really, really dark. So, I hope a 107,000 mile engine doesn't have a bunch of glitter in it. But, yeah, oil pan is leaking a bit. Oil pan is leaking a bit. And I think the valve, yeah, the valve covers are too, but. Alright, so now that there's a quart of stop leak in there, we're going to go on and add our 5 quarts of oil. This is just Fram 530 high mileage. So, I don't know if it's conventional, synthetic blend. I don't know. Oil's oil in my opinion. It's just this lasts for about 3,000 to 4,000 miles. 3 to 3.5, give or take. Alright, so oil change is now done. Oil's in, filter's on. Let's give her a start. I don't want to hear the Macarena. Alright, but basically you want to let it run for like 10 to 30 seconds. Make sure nothing's leaking. I forgot to take the exhaust off like I said I would, but hey, I don't care. Dog. Let me get all this stuff away from the animals so I don't kill them. And then let's take it for a quick test drive. Yeah, y'all probably seen the makeshift hood strut. The guy that sold it to me said that the hood struts are good. And then I told him, yeah, I don't trust hood struts because I've had too many close calls of getting my head nearly chopped off. And he's like, well, I'll still hold it open for you. I'll get to that in 1 second. But look at this engine bay. Except for that piece. I didn't really clean up that piece, but I cleaned up everything else for the most part. Yeah, let me just, let's see how well this stays up by itself. Well, I just broke my tripod being a dumbass. Well, okay, I guess I'm going to pick up another one later. So, just got to Wally World, and I passed by probably one of the nicest power strokes I've ever seen. This thing is clean. Oh, damn. That's the one that I had beforehand. 20, 30 bucks. I think I'm going to do the Gorilla tripod. Alright, so as you can tell, I'm laying in bed now because I've been up since about 8 a.m. yesterday. And I've cleaned storage, cleaned the car, did an oil change. And I've done quite a few other things today. I'm going to be editing this video next. Yeah, I don't know. This is the end of the video, I'm guessing. I don't really got anything else much more to show for this week. I think suspension... I'm thinking suspension will probably be the next thing I do, and that probably won't be next week. It'll probably be in like 2 weeks to a month. Hopefully not a month, because they are shot, as you all have seen in the previous video. So, gonna have to be done sooner rather than later. But, hey. Well, if y'all enjoyed the video, y'all can subscribe if you want. I don't care. See y'all next time.